Hi everybody, Nikki here. Just wanted to chat with you a little bit about teacher training. We have a couple coming up and a lot of questions coming in, so just wanted to clarify some things for you. So our first training coming up starts the end of this month, March, and it is our 200 hours. So you'll learn to teach our basic hot yoga class, which is rooted in the 26 and 2 Bikram series, and then you'll also learn to teach hot Pilates. So you will be a certified yoga and Pilates teacher at the end of that training. And then from there, you can go on to do our 300-hour training or do our online certifications for barre and Pilates or barre and HIIT. But first, you need to take the 200-hour. That's the prerequisite first training to learn the fundamentals of teaching really any modality. You're going to learn so much. It's a huge self-development course too. It's a leadership training. You'll learn from Nicole, our studio owner. She's incredible with developing leaders. You'll also learn from Cintra Brown, one of Bikram's original 5 teachers. She's just, if you've ever got to spend time with Cintra, you know it's just absolutely amazing. So you'll get to learn a lot from Cintra. You'll have Julie Valenzuela, our head strength teacher, teaching you Pilates, and then you'll have myself, Heidi, Joe, and Todd also on faculty with you. So you'll get a lot of teachers to learn from in your 200-hour training. Some people have said, well, I know I want to teach, and it seems like the Foundry, is full, and where will I teach after? And I always tell them the story about when I first started after training. So I went to training in 2008, and I came back, and the studio, my home studio that I was at, there were 5 of us that came back from training at the same time, and they didn't have spots for any of us. And so, they said, sorry, we don't have any openings right now. And so I said, all right, I'm gonna start finding places to teach. And so I sent out my resume and contacted people, and Shelby out in Avondale hired me full time. And so I drove to Avondale for the first 2 years that I was teaching. I was driving to Avondale, and so grateful. I absolutely loved teaching out there, but I lived less than a mile from the PV studio, and I had moved, and I lived really close to the PV studio. I just knew I wanted to teach at PV, right? It was just right up the road. And so I kept teaching at Avondale and loving teaching there, but knowing that I was going to teach at PV. I knew it. And so I would practice at the studio that I wanted to teach at. I got approval to attend staff meetings, even though I wasn't on staff. I would just be there all the time, right? If they needed me, I would jump in. If they needed a sub, I was your girl. And, and that went on for quite a few years. And I slowly made my way onto the schedule. And now here I am, 12 and a half years later, and, the director of all the studios, overseeing all of our Foundry studios, which is crazy, but it took a long time, and it was, driving to the other side of town to teach for the first 2 years. So, I just believe that if you want it and you want to teach, it will happen. But sometimes, right, just because we want something, it takes a little while for the universe to shift and make room for what you want. So it's not always a right away thing. It might take a few months, might take a few years, like it did for me, right? But if you keep working towards it, I really believe it. So, and even now, there are just even more opportunities to teach. You're not really confined to a studio, right? I know people who have done our training who have went on to teach part classes, like they're teaching weekly part classes. I know people who have went on to do open kids yoga programs. I know people who are teaching at hotels, at resorts. I know people are just doing private yoga teaching. They're teaching online. I know one teacher who teaches at the Air Force Base. Like, there are so many opportunities to teach. So if you want to teach, you will teach. I do believe that 100%. And then always it's shifting around. Again, it's making way for what's right. And so, just don't let that be the thing of why you're not going to go to training. If you want to teach, you will teach. I know that. And then the other question was, well, I'm really busy right now. I don't know if I have time. And it's like, well, I just don't know when you're not going to be busy, right? Like And I mean that so lovingly, but like, when are you not going to be busy, right? So this training is 5 days at PV, and they're all weekends except for one Friday. So the opening weekend is Friday, Saturday, Sunday. And then there are 2 other Saturdays, and then the rest are Saturday mornings online. And the online, you don't even have to do the live. You can do the live Zoom, so you get to have interaction, or you can watch the recording later, so it's just Saturday mornings. And then there's the full week in Flagstaff, the immersion week, which is like the money week, right? Like, it's what you pay for. It's gonna be amazing. So you'll need to take a week off work, get someone to watch your kids, get ready, because immersion week is gonna be amazing in Flagstaff. But it's very doable. I really believe that, you can do this, right? You'll make it happen. So don't let the busy thing be something that stops you. And then the other thing was, I can't afford it, which is completely legit. All of these reasons are legit. Like, there is always a right time for someone. So if this doesn't feel like it's the right time for you, trust that, right? We will have more trainings. But if deep down you're thinking, this is the right time, I'm just unsure of a few things. So the money thing, right? We never want money to be a reason why someone doesn't do training. We will work with you. We will do payment plan. We will figure it out so that you can do training. So reach out to us if that's an issue, and we will support you and help you, and we will come to a place that works well for you. It is on sale, like I said, this weekend, Saturday, Sunday only. There's just a few more spots. So we wanna, we're ready for you. We're super, super excited. We did announce last week that we are going to start franchising the Foundry. Towards the end of this year, it will be ready. And one of the criteria that we know for sure is that to own a Foundry, you need to be certified with us. So doing the 200 and 300 hour is something you'll need to do if you're interested in owning your own Foundry studio. I don't know about you, but I've worked in a lot of restaurants, and I've had managers who've never been a server, right? And they're telling you what you do, and you're like, you don't know what you're talking about. You've never been a server, right? So we want the same thing for the Foundry, right? Like, we believe like owners and managers have they know what they're asking of their employees because they've done that job. So we strongly believe that a Foundry studio owner needs to be a certified yoga teacher and be a certified Pilates teacher so that they understand what they're asking their teachers to do. They understand, right? Just the leadership portion of what you'll learn in training will help to prepare you to be a better franchisee owner, to be a better studio owner. We do a lot of development in our trainings, a lot. Like, I think that's the thing that most people are shocked about. They come in thinking that they're going to learn about the physical body and how to teach the class, and then they get like what just happened? My whole life, like flash before my eyes. I'm like learning it's just incredible what we work with, like that mind development and mindset and how to be a leader. It's really cool stuff. So reach out if you have any other questions. And again, we're just super, super excited for our upcoming trainings and for what we've got coming for the Foundry for 2021. Have a great rest of your day. Peace.